Shabam. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode 173 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, it's Nate.
And I'm Scott.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. One thing this week, guys, to the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon.
I didn't get any.
I'm with you there, Scott.
Well,
we didn't ride that wave.
Yep. No.
To be fair, so we're talking Dogecoin. It's 28 cents right now. It peaked at about 43. So it is down. Like there is still time to get a piece of the Dogecoin.
It's been a cryptocurrency type of week.
True. It has. I said I love me some cryptocurrency.
I'm gonna claim that one. I know what Nate was trying to do.
It's been a week.
All right, so I do have one thing, right? So
Right.
So we need to have our bingo card updated. I think because I said if Nate buys a Mezco, I said I have to we have to add one for Jeremy talks about cryptocurrency.
Or Jeremy buys a hot toy.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Jeremy buys a hot toy, but
what is this? Jeremy did
who
buy
is
a
that?
hot toy.
Looks like some kind of mad titan.
Yeah, look. So I said, yeah. So in the spirit of Nate, I feel like Nate, right? Like so, it feels like every week Nate buys a Mezco. That's it. But now it's like every week Jeremy buys a hot toy. So I have the Mad Titan himself, the Thanos. So this guy is huge. So
And I was gonna say, look how big that is. So here's like a Mezco figure.
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
he's all posed up. He fits in my hand pretty easily.
So
But look at Jeremy's Thanos compared to him.
So here's the Thanos, right?
Freaking huge.
But then here's the hot toy Iron Man I just got. So just to show the scale, like I said, in between the two, like I said, they are freaking insane.
That's a huge bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he has, like I said, magnetic armor so that you can like pull on and off. So that's cool.
What Jeremy's saying is that eventually we're going to be playing strip poker with Thanos.
He's gonna be undressing Thanos tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight, every night.
Yeah.
Does like everything
There's
come
like-
off, like his chest piece and all that stuff?
Yeah,
So Nate's most curious about his cod piece.
I just want to know: does he have nipples or not? I never show off his nipples in the
no
movie.
Thanos nipples.
Damn.
No Thanos nipples. But yeah, no. Yeah, really cool figure. That's like, you really can't wait to, like I said, I'm getting new flooring set up here, so I can't really, like I said, build up my display the way I want it to. But once the new flooring goes in, I said I'm actually going to rebuy all my detolfs now, since we're local and they won't break and travel. So I'll actually have a whole display set up. I said with multiple cabinets full of hot toys and other collectibles.
Ooh.
Also, shout out to 69 Collectibles on Facebook. I don't have it near me right now, but I bought me a life-size Ant-Man helmet for $35.
That was cool. I saw that too, right? It was a GameStop deal of the day or something, but that's Half Geeks. That's Half Geeks Facebook group that I mentioned. Oh, they're the ones who did the Tiger King thing.
Yeah.
They gave me the heads up on the Tiger King thing. That is just it's a money trap, man. All day, every day, they're just posting up, oh, go buy this, go buy this.
It is a money trap, but I'm like, and then here's the thing, right? Well, so with that, like, so I have like the life size, like I said, Iron Man helmet. Oh, opposite. Okay.
Yeah, there.
Life size Iron Man, and then next I had the life size Deadpool, right? And then so I'm like, you know what? I said, let me get some Ant-Man action up in here. And then like I said, I had for those guys, I have the Captain America shield, and I have some of the other life size props, right? So I'm like, it makes sense. I'm like, $100? No way.
No.
$35? You got
You
it.
can do $35.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so that was my week.
See,
So, buying
if
hot
you,
toys. And
if you ever find it, I'm on the lookout for an actual metal Captain America shield, because all the ones I find are like composite plastic ones, or like, PVC or whatever, and I'm like, no, I want to find somebody that makes an actual metal one. I'm guessing I need to go. You know where I need to go to find this? Actually, now I'm just thinking about it. Next time the Renaissance Fair rolls around, those guys are always metalworking and stuff. I can find me a metal Captain America shield.
Scott, I said if that's what you're looking for, I have a hookup for a metal shield.
Nice.
I actually know a metal worker. I said for a hookup for metal. He actually makes metal Captain America shields.
Done. All right. Yeah. Get me in touch, because I've been looking for an actual.
Hey, not just anybody can hold the shield. Okay.
I'm fat, but I'm blonde, right? I get. I check mark a lot of the boxes.
Is your hookup John Walker? Ed wants to know.
John Walker. Yeah, no. I said, yeah, he makes his own stuff, right? Like, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
And I got some questions. I got some questions about that, but we'll
I feel like Larry's trying to do something right now.
Yeah, Larry wants to do something. So let's Larry, what did you do this week?
Oh no, I was just going to talk about the Geek Together raid. So shout out to Geek Together. Thank you for sending people our way on Twitch. If you didn't know, Geek Together is live every Saturday night right before us at 7 p.m. Pacific. So shout out to those guys. Let's do a quick shout out to the chat. We got Ed, Jessica, Manny, Gary, Banzer Toys, Eric, more Manny, Sadiq One, Andrew, New Beardland, who was a special guest on Geek Together tonight with his brother. So that was cool. More Ed, more Jess. Heather is here. Shout out to Heather. Geek Together. And there's Michael. Michael Newland's here too. Welcome. Thank you guys for hanging out. I guess I can keep talking.
Yeah.
I didn't. I did do something last weekend though, not this week. So last week I drove to the Dallas area for the first time.
Ooh.
Baseball is back, so we went to a Texas Rangers games the first weekend possible, as did most of Texas apparently, because there was no social distancing, there was no 6 feet, no masks really, and I think there are 26,000 people there on Sunday. The stadium holds like 40. Opening day, it was first day new stadium, right? They had 38,000 people in their 40,000 person stadium. So Texas is back open. We went to a baseball game. It was fun. It's like about a 3-hour drive. It wasn't too bad.
Nice.
It was good to have a piece of normal.
Yeah.
It's good that it felt normal.
Yeah, and it was fine. Like everybody seemed okay.
The governor of Texas, he's like, yeah, everybody go out, don't worry about wearing masks. So I'm sure everybody's like, yeah, let's live it up.
Yeah,
Dude, it's true. Like I have been to so many places around here where like no one's wearing masks, and I'm like, it's fine, right? But like, I don't know. I feel weird about it right now.
Good old Greg Abbott.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. So I don't know. It was cool to get out. Like I would have preferred like a few less people. Like a lot of the other stadiums, like right. I looked up attendance because I was just curious. They're doing like 10,000. And again, Texas just doesn't care. They're all about the money right now, and they're selling the seats. So I guess more power to them. But anyway, that was the big thing I did last weekend. It was fun. Went through Waco. There's a Fazoli's in Waco.
Mm-hmm. So you're at Waco.
That was exciting.
That's cool.
Wait. There's a Fazoli's local. I said if you want.
Is there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know Fazoli's was still a thing. Kind of like what Larry said in his story. I didn't know they still existed.
Yeah, I had no idea. We didn't eat there or anything. I guess they
should have.
I know. Well, we're planning on it, right? We're just passing through. I'll have to look for the one in Austin.
Yeah, it's off of 45. So yeah,
it's by the Lake Lane Mall.
Yeah, it's by the Lake Lane Mall. So it's right off of 45.
Okay.
So
it's cool that you were in Waco. My dad used to live in Waco.
Did he? That's cool. Yeah, we got some McDonald's at the drive-thru and headed north to Texas.
Did you go check out Chip and Joanna Gaines while you were in Waco?
No, it was me and Ian. We had no interest in
the Magnolia stuff or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but I'm
That's
guessing.
I only know 2 things about Waco: is the Chip and Joanna Gaines thing and the FBI killed a bunch of people there.
Yeah, the Branch Davidian cult guys.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's it.
Which you could actually go to. There's actually a memorial.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I guess that's appropriate. Good for them.
Burnt them all down.
Unique One talks about too. That's where Dr. Pepper's from.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
I would definitely go there if they did the Dr. Pepper tours. I don't think they're doing them now, but
Yeah,
that
tours are closed now, but like I said, they did do them. I said pre-COVID.
So I'm hoping that they open them back up soon because I will be driving my happy ass up there to get some Dr. Pepper from the actual factory.
I totally want to do that. So and I think my wife would be down for the Chip and Joanna Gaines stuff. So I'm guessing we're gonna end up in Waco at some time soon to actually like hang out. So
no,
it was a way bigger city than I thought it was. But anyway, Waco, Texas. Shout out to Waco. I did buy two things. There you go.
Good job.
About two Funko Pops, which is rare, right?
Ooh,
so I got this Flash, CW Flash, glow in the dark Funko Shop exclusive, which is pretty dope. And I went to Walmart and they had this Macho Man. So, I had to buy this yellow Walmart exclusive Macho Man. I just totally not the most exciting pops, but it's like the first time I've bought two pops in a week in a very long time.
Do you feel like you want to snap into a Slim Jim?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
3 minutes of play time.
Always. What do you got, Scott? Did you do anything?
You know what? I mean,
you're rocking your Bucky's hoodie.
I am rocking a Bucky's hoodie.
We did stop at Bucky's on the way home, of course. Yeah. It was great.
That Bucky's up by Taylor. Like I said, that's probably the one. I'm guessing that's the one you stopped at. That one's nice. I like that one.
I was in Bastrop, which is another.
It's a classic. It was the first one I ever went to.
Yeah,
I need more beaver nuggets. All right, guys.
Right.
I'm dying here.
More beaver. Nate wants more beaver.
You've started something that you can't just stop now. I need the beaver nuggets.
We just happened to go there because we went to like a kids farm thing where they have like flower picking and that sort of stuff, right? We did that. Jeremy was supposed to go with, but his car was out of commission.
We totally forgot to talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll get into that. So Jeremy's car is out of commission for something we'll get into later. So he ended up not being able to go, but we couldn't get our tickets changed, right? They're like a mom and pop thing, and they're no refunds type of people. So we're like, well, we're just gonna go, right? Like we already paid for these things. We'll check it out. If it's cool, we'll go again, right? We went, it was cool, whatever, like, as little kids, they had a little blob to bounce on and, like a tree house and stuff. Pretty standard for like going out to like one of those farm events aimed at children, right? On the way out, they only had porta potties and they're only like 10 or 11 minutes away from the Bucky's. So we're like, we need to use the bathroom. I promised my daughter an icy, and I was like, you know what? I know a place just down the road that I can take care of both of our needs. Let's head to down the road to the good old Bucky's.
Bucky's got some of that Bucky's.
So I went in to use the restroom and get an icy. Ended up walking out like $110 later because we each bought hoodies because they were on like, like
as is tradition,
right? And just bought a whole bunch of crap, and at the end of it, I looked at the price. I was like, "How the hell did you get me again, Bucky's?"
It adds up fast.
Damn you, Bucky's!
Damn you! This super soft, comfortable hoodie. So that was it. I really didn't do a whole lot in the last few weeks. I've just been busy as hell. So, but yeah, Jeremy.
Well, let's have Nate go first. Let's have Nate go, and then we can talk about.
We'll tell the story about how our state is trying to kill us.
Yeah. What do you got, Nate? Anything good?
I had a fairly uneventful, couple of weeks, to be honest with you. But yeah, I would. It's funny that you got that Flash pop because I found something Flash related today too.
Oh, cool.
This Gorilla Grodd.
Oh yeah,
that's nice. A Farland figure. He's really cool.
I don't think I've seen that yet. That looks really cool.
But yeah, he's in his armor and he's screaming. It's from
like the Injustice one, yeah.
It's from Injustice too. So it's pretty cool though.
That's cool.
You don't see many Gorilla Grodd figures, so I had to pick him up.
No, that's really cool.
The most awkward villain for the Flash. Like, we have a guy who's super speedy, who's one of his arch nemesis. Super smart gorilla.
I kind of wish he would have. I kind of wish he had some kind of like brain thing on, like something on his head to make you think like, oh, he's got mental powers.
Yeah.
But he's just wearing armor. So.
I said we can tell it's a McFarlane. I actually see some Cygor influences. I said in
oh yeah.
I said in that figure.
It's a big hunk of plastic though.
From the old Spawn.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I haven't seen any new McFarlane figures like in a while, so it's cool that you're able to find that.
Yeah, I was actually searching for that TMNT Turtles in Disguise set.
Oh, yeah.
The NECA one that's exclusive to Target.
Yeah.
Can't find it anywhere. Yeah.
SP Falcon found one today.
I commented on his picture because he found that actually like literally right down the road from me. I was like, the fact that this was there 4 days ago just kills me right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I found like Gorilla Grodd, so it wasn't totally a waste of time.
Oh,
it's a cool figure.
Still walk out with something.
Yeah. And then just went up north last weekend, and
cool.
That's about it. Pretty uneventful.
All right. So we need to talk about.
You guys had a way more eventful week.
So we need to talk about, what was that, Thursday?
Yeah.
Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday. So the events that transpired, which now going back out with my vehicle like dry after the rain, I had some damage too.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to crawl up on the roof here soon. So what we're talking about is here around the north here, we got hit with, I don't even want to say hail. It was a ridiculous hail that we got.
It was golf balls.
It was golf balls falling.
Oh yeah,
from,
at least, if not bigger.
Yeah,
and a lot of them.
Jeremy did one. It was a comparison to next to a quarter. And I remember I responded because it just looks so huge, like bigger, almost bigger than a golf ball.
Yeah,
I think some of them were. I think I know that people were saying they were almost baseball size in other parts of town. They were huge, and there's just a ton of them.
You can kind of see it on my phone picture. Sorry for the glare. That's me holding a couple in my hand. Ridiculous. I have a bunch of little dimples on my truck now.
Yeah.
I
was surprised when you said you didn't notice any damage.
You know what it is? It's the way the paint on my truck is when it gets wet is fairly reflective, right? So I couldn't really see them with the layer of water on it. But then when I went back out when it was dried over, I was like, oh nope, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's crazy.
That's the worst.
Yeah, mine's all dimpled up. My back window has like 7 or 8 holes in it because just like the hail just went right through it, and it's all sorts of messed up.
So we had somebody get I'll say a 10-minute warning.
Oh yeah.
And so I rushed out. My garage is full of shit. Jeremy knows it's full of shit right now because I'm getting rid of a whole bunch of
that's
stuff.
Why we don't. None of us park in the garage.
So I moved as much stuff as I could and took, because we have the 2 cars, and one of them is much newer than my crappy old 2009 truck. So I got at least my wife's car into the garage within a minute of that hail starting to come down.
Nice.
I scrambled and was able to get that in.
Yeah, people, we were eating, and I got some messages that I saw after the fact, but they're talking about the hail. I wouldn't have been able to scramble and get my car in the garage anyhow. It would have been too rough.
And my truck doesn't fit in the garage.
There you go.
It's 6 inches too long. Just because it's a full size quad cab.
That's what she said.
With a full size bed. Yeah. So I'm like, I've been through this before. Like I said, I had a truck back in Phoenix. I said that God hated and literally totaled, like I said, my truck in Phoenix. So with this being bigger hail, I already knew that it was just going to be a mess on the truck. And my truck is just thrashed. Windows broken. There's dents everywhere. But honestly, I said the bigger damage also though. So if you guys haven't done this yet, is go have your roof inspected. Yeah, my roof is toast, so I have to replace it.
Yeah. I've got a guy coming on Monday to look at the roof. So, but it sounds like a lot of them were totaled from the community Facebook group and stuff. So.
Yeah, I wasn't going to but now that I've seen a lot of people mention, I'm like, I might as well just at least call somebody to come do an inspection and look at it.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's from down looking up. I said, you're like, oh, it doesn't look that bad. But then once you actually get up on the roof, like there's like so much of the actual asphalt missing off of the like individual shingles. Like it's bad. Like it's really bad. I said up on the roof. So yeah, so looks like the entire roof is going to be replaced. So
that's crazy.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Poor guys, man. You guys are getting your asses kicked in Texas.
Dude, the weather is just going crazy out here. Like I said, the state is literally trying to kill us.
I was making a joke the other day, right? So we had like 2020. I said, you know, we had the coof try to take us out, and then 2021. It's nature and weather. I'm saying 2022. So it's been about 5 years since Fukushima melted down. Godzilla.
Yeah,
real life Godzilla next year.
I was gonna say
that's what's gonna happen.
We're leading into kaiju at this point, right? Like, we're gonna have that
world-ending event.
Yeah,
it seems likely.
Yeah. So
Michael, who also lives in Texas, says he's been hit with softball size hail. Thought I was going to go through the roof of the house. Yeah. How did your guys' dogs handle the hail? Because ours were going. Max
mine barked.
Was going crazy. No, mine was going crazy because it sounded like we were under attack.
Yeah.
Like it literally was like pop, 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 pop. Like it was super loud. It hit our window that faces north really hard. It just literally sounded like we were under attack.
Yeah.
No, my dog barked once or twice and was like, I don't like this. I let them outside and they didn't walk into the grass. They went, oh, not going out there.
No, mine were surprisingly fine.
Yeah,
like good. Which is funny, right? Because I was making a joke just because I said I have an English Mastiff right now, but one of my old English Mastiffs, I said, who passed away from cancer, like any noise, like, and he just go nuts. So he got so bad, like said during like fireworks or like when bad storms, we actually had to feed him like puppy Xanax to calm his nerves down, just because I said he got so like agitated. So I'm like, it's actually kind of good that he wasn't around with this, because like I said, it literally sounded like we were under attack. Like it's holy cow.
It did, and it just it felt like it came out of nowhere. For a second, you're like, what's happening? And then it's hail. Then it's crazy big hail. Yeah,
and then you just look into your backyard, right? You're like, hey, like my house is like right up next to a driving range. Like, is that Topgolf?
Yeah.
Hey, that's a shit ton of hail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because all of my grass was just covered with the little white balls. Like it looked like snow because there was so much of it. It's crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
But then we woke up and we got to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Hey, transition, because we're 22 minutes in.
Actually, I couldn't sleep, so I woke up at 3:00 in the morning, randomly, and Yoko was live at 2:00 Pacific, which is crazy, doing like a recap of Winter Soldier, I guess. I think she does that other times, but I happened to wake up. I saw she was live, so she indirectly reminded me that Winter Soldier was out there. So 3:00 in the morning, I watched episode 5 of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Nice.
Yeah.
Insomnia.
Yeah.
Right? I love it.
Brought to you by episode 5 of Winter Soldier.
Me and Insomnia are like this, son. So...
Well, we haven't talked since episode 2, right?
Yeah, so
we haven't talked since 3, 4, 5.
So my prediction was wrong. I will gladly admit. Like, I did not... What I saw happening didn't go the way I thought it would, which is, I guess, good for me, right? It was...
Which was what? Because I don't remember.
So I thought they were gonna be chasing Carly, right? When Falcon and Winter Soldier found her, they were gonna find them all dead with superpowered Battlestar and John Walker there as and that would be the actual villains kind of for the rest of the show. That didn't happen. Good for them, because it's. I thought that was, obviously if it's too predictable or whatever, right? It's not going to be that good if it follows exactly the way we thought. But it kept me interested because this is going a different direction.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that this was like a crazy episode. I think the one episode 4 is the most crazy one. The one from last week. Because that's where you have, like a bunch of big reveals at the end that just like shit just kind of cascades at the end, right? Like
that's the one where the girls show up from Wakanda too, right?
Yeah, so the Wakandans show up, right? They beat the crap out of everybody. You have them finding the Flag Smashers.
John
Zemo
Walker doing his
Zemo breaks.
Yeah.
Like he figures out that they have, what was it, 20 vials, and there's for super soldiers or whatever, and he breaks all but one. John Walker finds it. He takes it. Battlestar fucking dies. Right, gets stabbed. And then
he gets punched.
He gets
crushed.
He gets crushed. Right? Yeah.
He crushes his chest.
And kills him. And then John Walker like decapitates a dude with the shield.
Well, so John Walker takes the serum first.
Yeah.
Which makes him start to go a little crazy.
At the end, like that. You never actually see him take it. The next time he shows up, he's in a fight, and they swing the bar, and he grabs the bar and like bends it.
Well, and he throws the shield, and it gets stuck in the wall, like halfway into the wall. You're like, oh damn, he's strong now. Which I gotta say, like there's so much serum flying around, and then the show starts off with these other people that are also super soldiers. It's like it keeps on spreading so quickly.
Well, I like that they kind of hinted that the fact that they talked about 20 doses, right? Or however many it actually was. And then they took care to make sure to like destroy it. You see it's this rampant problem, but
and the doctor's dead. And they kill off the doctor.
Right. And Zemo shot him.
And it looks like he only stomps probably like maybe 6 or 7 vials on the floor.
I think basically they hinted that the one that he took is the last one.
Yeah.
Oh,
right. Like based
they
on
probably didn't have to show him step on every single one for time-related purposes, right?
I don't think the serum's totally gone now. I feel like that's something they might bring back at some point.
Well, here's where I think it's going to go. Is that was hinted that was using Isaiah Bradley's blood, right? And the experiments on him. So what if they at the end they don't kill Carly and take her, right? And they start experimenting on her, and you're going to have a person able to recreate that serum again later, which goes back to this mysterious power broker, right? So it's
that seems likely. And then then it still leaves like if they do keep Carly alive, then they don't kill off the villain, which they almost always do. So that would be interesting.
Speaking of villains, we got an introduction. We got a cameo from Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yeah, Elaine showing up.
Yeah, that was
interesting. Who is she? Who is she supposed to be?
So she's she's Madame Contessa. I forgot what her full name is, but she ends up being Madame Hydra.
So she's the second iteration of Madame Hydra, right? So there's Viper, right, who is Madame Hydra after her departure in the comics. This is the person who takes over the mantle, and to Jeremy's point, was instrumental in the creation of the Thunderbolts, which is what I think she's kind of hinting at in the blank card and everything.
Oh, cool.
So yes. I'm guessing that end of this will have a hint that we're going to see John Walker more in future iterations or different shows.
So think of her as the Nick Fury of
bad guys
of Hydra. But I think she's instrumental in basically putting together the team of U.S. sponsored superheroes to take on, like I said, big, but actually they're full of villains. The Thunderbolts, which that's where you Red Hulk at. That's where you get from Thunderbolt Ross, like I said, coming in place, who are actually already. I think did Thunderbolt Ross cameo in this series. I don't remember.
Mm-mm.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think it was rumored, right?
It might be at the end. Maybe it's at the end. He's going to show up and talk about the Thunderbolt Initiative with Walker at the end, right?
So I said cool. He's part of it. That'd be interesting. But I think it's going to set up that storyline, which would be very, very interesting, right? So if they could basically pull off the Thunderbolts. So if basically the Thunderbolts, the creation of the Thunderbolts, is the MCU television's version of basically them leading up to Avengers, I can totally see that happening.
Yeah. So everyone that was talking to, it's a big shocker. I'm like, it hints for a lot of stuff in the future, but the John Walker decapitating the dude, I think was the bigger shocker for me.
Yeah, I think that right. They as they often do, they over teased it a little bit. But I mean, it's still cool. Yeah. Like the thing I saw was like they're talking about like a really good performer or something, and I guess with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I mean, she's been in a lot of stuff like Seinfeld, and wasn't she in Veep? Yeah, like she's a pretty good actress. So it makes sense that it's a big deal from the acting side. Character wise, like I'm like I don't know who that is.
So had the MCU played out in the kind of route it was supposed to go in, we would have actually seen her much earlier because she will be a big part, or at least a portion of the Black Widow movie.
Oh, okay.
So she supposedly. Well, that's where she did film on that. Now they may cut that right now that this is, but I don't know why. Maybe we'll get some just more info onto who this lady is, right? But she was supposed to show up in Black Widow much earlier, and then kind of continue. So much to the point of being the antithesis to Nick Fury, right? She's going to kind of show up at probably pivotal points for people to recruit some of the bad guys.
Cool. That sounds interesting then, right? I like when minor characters interconnect through these things. Like that's what's exciting to me. So hopefully she's in Black Widow.
To Ed's point, if we go with the comics version, she actually was a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a really long time too, and was partners with
and
Nick
that
Fury.
Fits with this too, because Hydra totally infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. So they can pull that off.
We could go back to the 90s, like after Coulson or whatever, like he became
Captain Marvel.
She was a partner of his at some point when he was building up S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, so she could even be in like Captain Marvel 2 or something, maybe. Who knows?
Show you building the team. So I think another, like I said reveal that we didn't get a reveal, but we said the Falcon suit is no more. Like I said, it got passed off to like I said Lieutenant Perez, I think his name is, who actually ends up becoming the new. I said that holds true. I said he'll become the new Falcon.
Oh, yeah, he'll take over the mantle of Falcon while Falcon is Captain America. Yeah,
who gets a new suit? I said built by the Wakandans.
Yeah, but we didn't see it.
No,
that would have been a good tease.
It's probably going to be that classic suit, right?
I guarantee it's going to be the cool version because there was, in the comics, Falcon was Captain America for a while, and he had like a hybrid Captain America.
Wings.
It was like
red, white, and blue.
White, and blue Falcon suit. So I think it's going to be a very Captain America themed Falcon like arrow suit, and we saw him training with the shield, and he did carry that shield with him. So it'll be cool to see like the combination of everything.
Well, I think
like Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was saying I think it's interesting that the Wakanda built it. The Wakandans built it too, just because it was the whole thing of Sam, like I said, saying that hey, I wouldn't take the super soldier serum. Like I said, because there's that whole conversation, right, of like, hey, if you had a chance, would you take it? And like, oh no, I wouldn't take it. So basically, this gives him the equal playing ground to basically fighting people with superpowers without actually having superpowers, just because I said he'll actually have the technology in the suit to be able to actually bolster his strength.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You see him use that suit a lot to give him extra strength. Like he'll use it in propulsion to like punch people or something like. And I think it's a really cool way to, because he doesn't, he isn't a super soldier. I'm like, how do they make him level?
No,
but I always think it's awesome how they like throw that in.
You kind of have the idea that it's most likely going to be made of vibranium now. So basically, you're not going to have. His problem is his suit is always breaking. You're not going to have that now, or at least you shouldn't.
And I feel like they're going to have a different kind of propulsion too with that. That's probably a little bit stronger because they have their own technology for engines there. We saw it in Black Panther. So I think when they hinted that, keep the wings, because they put that in the episode. He's like, just keep them. You're like, oh, is he going to give up their wings? But it doesn't make sense to me if he does give up the wings. He's got to have something there.
No, and then you think of, like I said too, just like I said, kind of going back to your point, Nate, said the technology. So think of Black Panther's, I said technology of the actual energy absorption, right?
Oh, that's true.
So basically, so now I said, imagine if that energy absorption is actually built into that suit as well. So that way, like, hey, he can take. I said that's how he actually is like recharging the propulsion in his suit. Like,
that
hey,
would be really cool.
I'm taking the hits, but I'm actually, I'm recharging the batteries.
Or you can use it like in a concentrated hit,
exactly,
really make it extra powerful.
I'm just thinking, you guys are thinking that. I'm thinking around the thing of like, they could actually put him like strength augmentation. Like, what if this has like, like whatever synthetic weave or whatever to make it so that the suit actually gives him strength equal to a super soldier, right? So
I'm sure it'll have something cool, right?
Yeah.
That it's got like that Wakanda twist. That's why it came from Wakanda. So, like you said, vibranium is I assume it's a given, and then like some combination of all the stuff we just talked about to give him that edge. I don't know. I'm excited. Like I kind of wish they would have teased it in this episode a little bit more, but it's okay. We'll see you next week.
One fight scene, since we're kind of talking about their power levels and stuff. One fight scene that I thought was interesting was the John Walker, Bucky, Falcon fight. Because John Walker is like holding his ground, and Bucky, I always remember Civil War Bucky, or not Civil War, Winter Soldier Bucky. Like he was a total badass in that.
Yeah,
and I feel like he didn't really get to shine as much in this show.
Not as much as I want, and I want him to go kind of.
Yeah, I want him to go like rage mode.
Yeah. And you see him kind of playing with the knife again, right? But it's like the scraper when he's on the boat. So I think we're gonna hopefully see him go nuts in the last one. He finally like forgives himself or whatever, right? I
was surprised that John Walker did so well against.
But here's the thing: he is also a hand-to-hand specialist, which, despite Bucky being like brainwashed or whatever, and still is good, like. You got to think that this guy is his background for John Walker that they talk about is this guy is basically a super soldier without taking the serum, right? Yeah, so you think a guy that's trained like soldier fights day in and day out is going to be able to hold his own in close quarters combat against a non-superpowered dude, which he doesn't really have to worry too much about, right? And then the other superpowered guy that he's on equal footing with. So
I want a flashback. I said Winter Soldier. Like I said, we're basically him just like going through and just like offing people. Like that intro like hotel scene of like that flashback. I said when he was like said of him showing me, like, hey, why is he making amends to this guy? That whole scene, like man, that was awesome. Like it was like full on Winter Soldier. He was just a complete badass. He was just like going through like offing people. I would literally love a whole series of that of just him basically like, hey, it's Bucky making amends to people, right? So like it has like the first 15 minutes of the episode are like teasing like, hey, the intro and him talking to these people, and then it flashes back to the last half of the episode of basically, hey, this is why Bucky's doing this now. It's because like, oh yeah, he offed like all their loved ones, or hey off their entire family, or
it would make a good one or two off episodes where you could see like him going through that process. I need to bring this up from the scenes. This is the other thing too. It's 100% correct, right? Walker is actually is fighting to like kill in that scene, whereas Bucky and Falcon are just trying to stop him, right? So it's just a matter of like who's going to go to the next extreme, and it's going to be Walker.
Yeah. Good point. Ed asked a good question up here. Do you feel like maybe on some level we're talking this up to be bigger than it's going to end up being? Absolutely.
Yes. It is. But it's because we've been so starved for... I'm not going to say good Marvel content, because I enjoyed WandaVision, but it was not the traditional comic thing that I've been kind of craving for the longest time. This show fills that void, right? This show goes back to this is the continuation from Endgame, right? This is that next step.
So not as good as a movie, but it's still I think
it's definitely has its slow points, or points that kind of make me lose interest. I'm just like, okay,
let's agree.
Keep it going,
There are a lot of
what I would love. I was gonna say what I would love Disney Plus to do, right? So is after all these shows are over, it's like combine them all into one into
Oh,
one
yeah.
shot. One single shot, so that way you can watch the episodes and it'll go and cut credits and this, that, and the other. But it interrupts the flow, right? Like, hey, cut them all together, make it one shot, and let me watch it that way.
Watch it as a movie.
Let me watch it as a movie.
Watch it as a 6-hour movie or 5 hours. That this would be.
That would be
fine.
Easy and seems smart to me.
Yeah.
They already have it. They don't have to do anything extra.
There is kind of a potential, I guess, shocker that I was completely forgetting about when I said that this wasn't that shocking episode we need to talk about. Is we get Miss Carter potentially playing both sides, right? Like, so we get kind of a reintroduction of that character. We thought she's been still a helpful, kind of outcast, but now we find out that she's most likely working for the power broker, right?
You think she is power broker?
I wonder if she might be at the end.
Might be, yeah.
Like, and I think that's where it gets even sketchier, right? But we at least see that she is working because she gets Batroc the Leaper in touch with Carly and gets them kind of coordinated. So we're gonna have, the Flag Smashers are already dangerous, but they're idealists, and now you bring in a guy that's just like murder, death, mayhem, stealing for my own benefit. That's going to be kind of leading with them. It's like, all right, now shit went from like dangerous to like crazy.
She was really bitter in that first episode, so it makes sense, right? She was angry at America and the way she was treated, and so why not?
I still don't fully understand what they want to have happen. Like, I think
the power broker?
No, the Flag Smashers. Like,
the Flag Smashers.
I get what they want. Like, I understand but it's like, why or what is that gonna do? Like, I don't understand. Like,
there's really no way to go back.
Yeah, like
you're just angry at this point.
You're just angry, but there's like what are you gonna? You can't, like, so it's nuts. But yeah, like, they talk about, like they said, like Ed says, oh, they want to kill all these people in the half order, but they're doing stuff like stealing to feed these refugees. But are they refugees that were like the ones that didn't get blipped and moved countries because of like failing governments, and now they're getting sent back? And is that why? Like, but then again, I'm like, why wouldn't they want to go back? I guess everyone's back. Like, what's the actual problem here?
So they didn't talk about it really well. So they kind of alluded to it, right? Like, they said, like, hey, at first, like, right, like I said, when everyone came back, everyone was helpful. Everyone was trying to basically, like, hey, there was open borders. Like I said, you go wherever you wanted. Everyone was basically trying, like, one and done, and everyone's the same, trying to like help. And then as things started to progress, like, things started to like, okay, we don't have enough resources, so hey, we're going to keep you out. You need to go back to your own country. I said, you need to go this, you need to go that route. And I think they're trying to get back to that unity, right? Of it's like, hey, there's not
one country,
no borders.
Country.
Yeah. So I think they didn't do a whole good job of talking about that. They've like mentioned it in like sentences here and there, right?
But it's really hard to get on board with Carly because she's definitely pinning up to be the big bad. We only have one episode, right? So left. So she's a pivotal person in the story, and I still don't know why she's fighting. Like, why are you really fighting? Like, what was your what's your motivation? So like that's the one thing that bugs me about this. But yeah, I think that either Sharon is going to be the power broker, or like at least like buddy with the power broker, and the whole killing the scientist was a way to hide some stuff, right? Like, hey, this guy's the one making us a super soldier. These people stole it from him, got me in trouble that people know I have it that aren't supposed to know, make an example of him. But hey, on the down low, I have way more doses than you think.
Well, on a side note, though, one thing interesting that we did find out, though, right, is that the raft still exists.
Yeah.
So the prison, the raft still exists, and that's where the Wakanda, which is weird, right? This is one thing I didn't understand. Why are the Wakandans taking him to the raft, which is basically a shield controlled?
Yeah, so, and that's the question. Is this whole time they talked about like wanting to get justice, for King T'Chaka, right, and like all this stuff, and then you find out their justice is taking them to an American prison.
That is weird.
Like, why there? Like, I would expect Wakanda, based on what we've seen of it, to have some pretty highly advanced prisons, right? Like, I think they would do much better locking him up there, especially considering most of the world still doesn't know exactly what Wakanda's capable of, right? We have them doing more humanitarian efforts now, but it still makes it pretty clear that the world at large does not know what Wakanda is.
And so Ed makes the point. So so definitely understand that Zemo is one of the leaders of the Thunderbolts, and that's leading into that. However, I think it's the Wakandan tie, right? Of like there was a whole big buildup of like, hey, the Wakandans want justice. So if he was going to the raft, if it was Bucky and Sam taking him to the raft, hey, makes perfect sense.
It's the most secure prison that those two know.
Yeah. It's the Wakandans taking him to the raft that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, do you think he's going to be? Do you think Zemo or the Thunderbolts could play a role in like Black Panther 2? Is that what they're trying to set up? Right? Because it's got the Wakanda ties. Like maybe that's their moment to shine.
Maybe.
Does that make any sense or not? Not so much, probably. Right? Comic book wise, they don't cross paths. But I mean, I just feel like there's a reason. Like you said, there's a reason that it was the Wakandans that took him there. It's the reason they showed up, right? They didn't need that necessarily.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's an interesting setup.
It does set it up. Like it does set up a Black Panther too, because Zemo's not going away.
Yeah.
Otherwise he'd be dead.
But I'm actually kind of curious as to what they're going to do with Black Panther, right? Like,
well, that's a whole other thing.
Like, how are they going to have a Black Panther 2 right now?
Yeah,
because last thing stated that they were not going to be replacing Chadwick Boseman, right?
Yeah.
So we're not going to get another person just showing up, a la
not like Rhodey,
not like War Machine, like just some new guy in the place. So the question is, how are they going to explain T'Challa, right, being just gone? Because they could go with Shuri, right, taking on the mantle of Black Panther, but you still have to explain what happened to him, why, right? Like, and that's where it's going to be. And they could just wink and nod to the audience because everyone knows what happened with Chadwick Boseman.
You could throw him in the suit and have like Red Hulk kill him or something. I don't think they'd kill the character though. Like at that point, like I don't think they would ever kill out. Like it's the Paul Walker thing from like Fast and Furious, right? They let Paul Walker live because they didn't want to kill Paul Walker. I'm with you. Like they probably don't.
Long time. We have you, my friend.
And at the end,
did Chadwick Boseman have a brother that looks somewhat similar to him to pass off as?
Hope so.
Maybe
they can always just put the mask on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other options.
At the end of Black Panther, one of the things is like they're going to expand into the other, into the rest of the world to like try to help people with their technology and become like friends with the world. Like, so I feel like they need a Black Panther 2 to really flesh out that story and makes, everybody's using this technology now.
Yeah, but your main character died. Like, so how are you?
No, I know. I get it.
Not like the character died. The actors died. Unfortunately.
This is like an even more like difficult problem than Carrie Fisher dying, because I said Carrie Fisher was supposed to have a big part in the last the Force Awakens. What the hell was the last Skywalker?
Rise of
Skywalker. I try to forget it because I said the latter trilogy was crap. And like I said, but then they had to be creative there, right? I think that was difficult enough. I think to Scott's point, I think it's gonna be difficult enough when the main character, of the movie, like what do you do? And I think that's I think it throws a wrench in the plans of the MCU. So I think that's why you've had some type of. I think that's why you've had some of these rearrangements, not just because like, oh yeah, hey, we can't open this in theaters. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. But then I think it's also like this piece ties to this piece, and like, okay, so how do we?
They've had this planned for years, and now that there's a wrench that's thrown in it, so they have to scramble, rewrite scripts, potentially like.
And if you mess it up, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah. But then again, if they don't bring back T'Challa, or at least mention him at some point, like
you have to mention
bring up, like if you're doing another building to another big team up world event, like Galactus shows up, you would think that Black Panther, who's been there for all these other ones, would show up to, help out in the fight. So
I did see this week there was. There's a push to actually recast, right? Because Black Panther is such iconic, icon for that is super redundant, but whatever, right? He's super important to the Black community, right? He's a role model for Black kids. And so they don't want that character to just go away.
Yeah, in the comics, he's also a very big part of a lot of storylines that they would want to go through, and like an integral part of the Avengers. So
maybe they just recast him, and it's okay. You pay tribute to Chadwick at the beginning, right? Give him his little credit thing, and
this is the thing. It's what you do is you have him in the suit fighting another like super powered individual, right? He gets smashed in the face with like a steel I-beam. And they have to do reconstruction on his face, and that's how you introduce the new character.
That's why he looks different.
That's why he looks different. It's because he took a steel beam to the face.
I think you can just recast him like they did Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle. You just do it, and you acknowledge it in the press. It's fine.
Yeah,
but see, that was because Terrence Howard was being a dick.
Wow.
Right?
What if they bring Terrence Howard back? As
God!
Oh God! Finally get your day.
He's back, baby.
Yeah.
Finally got that contract.
That wouldn't be confusing at all.
What if Wesley, like I said, what if the Blade universe, like I said, the original Blade trilogy, said Blade now becomes Wesley Snipes is.
Dude, have you seen Wesley Snipes lately though? He is not in the Blade.
Or maybe M'Baku takes over.
M'Baku.
Yeah.
M'Baku.
Yeah, but then again, you still have to explain why he's now Black Panther and everyone's calling him T'Challa, right?
So it's funny though, like I said, that we're talking about this because, like I said, literally right before the podcast, I was watching basically like hey, like how some of these Marvel movies are made, and so it was funny, right? Because like Endgame, and they use Endgame as an example, but then they brought in some other examples. They do this thing called Previs. Like I said, there's this entire company called the Third Level that basically digitally makes all these Marvel movies, like I said, years before they even shoot a frame. Yeah. So like, for example, like I said, I'll send you guys the link after this, and maybe I don't know if I can drop it.
Yeah.
I'll drop it in the episode description. Where like they have the Endgame fight scene digitally done, but back in 2016, and it looks exactly like basically a computer rendition of exactly what happened.
It's like a storyboard that they do for like cartoons and stuff, right? Like the storyboard is just a quick way to get an idea before you actually sit down and animate everything. But yeah, I totally makes sense, right? There's so much money invested in these that you can't get a rough version out there. Like,
yeah. So I literally think I think they did the same thing. I think all this is done for Black Panther 2.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
And now it's like, oh shit. Now what?
First off, though, I did have a thought though.
You did.
So who all here? I know Jeremy saw it. I seen it through here. Who all watched Tenet?
No, of course not.
So John David Washington, I think that guy,
he would be good.
I think he would be good for a replacement. He looks pretty close. Like they look pretty similar to where like you could go through.
And then maybe in like the next MCU movie, he could use a cheese grater in someone's face.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see? Did you guys see the First Purge? The movie, The First Purge?
No, of course not.
The guy that's in that would make an awesome Black Panther.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. So when I originally thought it, I'm like, wait, is that Chadwick Boseman? Like it actually looks like Chadwick Boseman too. that guy would be
okay. So
awesome.
no go on Terry Crews, like grain barley cast throughout there.
I mean, Terry Crews would be great. I think he should be
In
there.
some way.
He should just in general.
Yeah.
He should be in most any movie, even if it's just a cameo or just a quick once and you'll miss it thing. I think he should be in all movies.
Well, and they should give him a suit that lets him do like the pec flex, like
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Even
he
if
like,
it's
does
like,
that, he does it to power up. He's like,
Yeah. That's
you know,
when you know
actually,
he needs trouble.
Honestly, I know that I don't even know the status of it here with everything, but if they ever do a Wrecking Crew, I think he like movie. I think he would be great to be one of the guys on the Wrecking Crew, right? The bad guys that are all like construction themed. Like I think he could make any one of them.
I loved how he showed up in Deadpool 2, but then he immediately dies. It's just like, come on.
Exactly.
We could have used Terry Crews. Come on.
Something like that, right? That he's in there for 5 minutes.
That would be cool.
Yeah, so I dropped that link in Twitch. I said for that previs. Yeah, so it's crazy. Like, so they have a scene basically that they built in 2016. So 4 years. I said almost 4 years before Endgame came out, and it's almost shot for shot exactly what happened. It is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, definitely check that out when you guys get a chance, because it's interesting how they pull these movies together. So I guess this company, the third level, has done, like I said, 19 out of the 23 Marvel movies. So that's why. So this video is going on to explain that's why they can actually bring in like directors and things like the Russo Brothers. So if you look at the Russo Brothers, like I said, specific, like I said, like, you know, like filmography, like it's Arrested Development and Community and like things that aren't action movies, right? Or like especially, but they get basically the character dialogues. They're good about basically building dialogue and building interactions, right?
And these people build the fights.
And these people build the fights, exactly. And so there was actually a story in that same video saying that, hey, someone turned down, I said, one of the director roles because they told the director saying, oh yeah, you know, you can come in and direct, but don't worry about the fights. Those have already been all pre-scripted. And then they turned it down because of that. And here's the thing, as a director though, like I said, that's
the hardest part to get right.
Well, that's the hardest part to get right, but then too, right? Like I said, that gives you more time to actually focus on the actual like dialogue and the character development of some of these characters.
Here's what it is. You'll see, like, in the script, it'll be, like, the dialogue, right? And then it'll just have the descriptor of, like, character flies away from building.
Yeah.
As building crumbles. And the director has to be like, I don't know how that's going to... There's my vision for that. Like, I could see maybe someone stuck up like Zack Snyder doing that, but, like, someone like the Russo Brothers is probably like, I don't even know, like, what would this look like, right?
Exactly.
To somebody else.
Exactly. Well, honestly, total side note. Speaking of Zack Snyder, did you guys see the trailer for Army of the Dead? Looks fantastic.
Really?
I want to see that so bad.
So Zack Snyder is basically is going back to his roots. So maybe if you remember, said the remake of Dawn of the Dead.
Here's the thing, I'm going to talk about because Nate, I know you like Zack Snyder. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. Zack Snyder gets genres, but fundamentally fails them. He did it with the Batman, right? And all that stuff, right? Where he made murderous Batman somehow. And if you say it doesn't, Batman definitely killed a couple people in Batman v Superman. Those guys in the cars that he wrecked, they're fucking dead, right? Like, you failed Batman. Like, I'm sorry. One of the scariest things about like zombie movies, even though they're like the slow moving zombies, is the fact that it's like the never ending horde that just continually converges, right? That's zombie movies. Zack Snyder comes along and makes, the remake of Dawn of the Dead, and he makes this movie. What does he add? Fucking zombies that are running like full bore at people.
I don't know.
I don't like running zombies because I think like there's the danger is too high.
See, I thought 28 Days was great because the zombies were running and like just super vicious and they wanted you so bad.
But they're not.
Like,
that's the thing is they implicitly talk about it as they're not dead living, right? Those are people that basically have a version of rabies that are making them freaking just wild.
True.
Right? But you have the idea that the fact is, how is a reanimated dead body running?
There's no limitations anymore. It's like the body's just free to be.
When you die and your blood doesn't move, you have a thing called rigor mortis.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to be able to, like, if you move a dead body, it's like you can't.
Well, I mean, it's a zombie. It shouldn't be living to begin with.
Yeah, that's the point.
Nate, you have an ally with Zack Snyder. Like I said, in the zombie genre, like Dawn of the Dead, the remake of Dawn of the Dead was actually one of my favorite, like I said, like zombie movies of all time. I said I've seen it multiple times. I said I like the story, the whole story in the mall, like the whole background of that, of them building basically their freaking murder wagon to escape the mall. That movie was great.
The idea of them barricading the mall was the original Dawn of the Dead. Like, all credit goes back to the original.
No, what I'm saying, like, so just like the style of the actors and the style of the son.
Yeah. Plus, you also get the dad from Modern Family playing Samson in the MCU as the asshole guy.
Yeah, but no, I said Army of the Dead. Like I said, it's one of those movies that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, no, Richard Cheese is great. I said Down with the Sickness is one of my favorite Richard Cheese renditions.
Here's what I think I'm going to love about this movie. They are making it looks like he's not going to make any attempt to explain like why there's zombies in Las Vegas. Maybe it will in quick passing or whatever, but it doesn't seem like this is going to be like, this is the dawn of the zombie. Like, we're hitting like, it's been years. It's well known. Like, stay out of this area. Zombies are real, and they're there.
Well, and I think it's funny with this movie too, right? Because I was actually watching an interview with Snyder saying, "Oh yeah, I said the movie that I made. This is the director's cut." Because like I said, Netflix let him do whatever he wants. Like he's like, "Oh yeah, you can do whatever you want. Like it's okay."
300
checking it out.
Now here's what we gotta have is when we watch this movie, and I'll want you to do it. Because, if it's a Zack Snyder movie, we have to have a counter of unnecessary slow-mos. I guarantee there's at least 2.
I hope there's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think 4 or 5 sounds likely. It's going to be on Netflix?
Netflix. It's a Netflix. And I said the lead actor is Bautista.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So,
yeah, I'll watch it if it's on Netflix.
I got to give it to... So, Netflix and HBO Max... fucking killing the game. Like, they're beefing up them libraries, right? They're the originals, the HBO Max dropping movies because we get Mortal Kombat in like 2 weeks.
No, next week.
On Friday. Next Friday. We get Mortal Kombat on Friday of all things. So and it actually does the but it's actually an Asian dude, not Ed Boon saying it this time. So you actually have. You get fatalities, right? Or the brutalities, at least. Like, I mean, hell, if you just go on HBO Max right now and you go play the trailer, you see Sub-Zero remove Jax's arms, like he did in the.
Or it's funny that we bring up Mortal Kombat.
Freeze the blood and stab him with it.
Yeah,
I forgot to say this in my. It's been a week, but I actually joined a Loot Crate live stream earlier this week, and they had a trivia on there, and one of the things was like, who voices Scorpion in one of the games? Which co-creator? And I was like, oh, Ed Boon. And I was the first one to answer it, and I won like a Mortal Kombat sweater from Loot Crate.
Nice,
so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's pretty sweet.
That is very cool.
Yeah, Ed Boon and God, what's the other? I
can't remember who the other co-creator is.
I know it is.
Oh yeah, Tobias.
I can't remember his last name because if you think Noob Saibot, just turn it around, right?
Yeah.
It's just backwards, but he's the guy that does the whoopsies, like
toasty.
Yeah, he's the other guy. So
cool.
All right, well, Larry, we're at an hour. Let's do your thing. I think we've talked about Marvel to death.
Yeah. So real quick, next week. Fiverr episode?
Yes.
We're supposed to be this week, but we took last week off, so next week.
Yeah.
Nate, get your song. You got to get a song, Nate.
Or we'll get one for you.
Yeah.
I'll just pay somebody like, hey, just make me a random song. And within 5 days.
My name is Nate. Make a song about Nate. Lots of words rhyme with Nate. It's easy.
And I literally said,
Nate, so great.
Yeah. Likes to masturbate.
Likes to masturbate.
Yeah. I took I took Ed's suggestion. He presented a song in when we first started talking about this. I actually have it. It's ready to go. Listed, and it is too. My song is too Warrant's Cherry Pie.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
Nate will have to show you the preview of the one that we actually have uploaded already after we go non-live, because it's good.
Yeah,
all right, so 5 episode next week, so that means we all got to make sure we get our stuff added to StreamYard, but that's easy. So all right, so anyway, 5 episode, it's going to be fun. If you want to find out when we're going live, it's going to be next Saturday, 8 p.m. Pacific. But you can follow us on Twitter at STS Guys. We're on Instagram at STS Guys, and we're on Facebook at the STS Guys. And I'm Larry from the STS Guys.
Chilling like a villain.
Chilling like a villain.
Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding.
And then you should go over to shumistore.com, get yourself some Funko Pops, enter code STS Guys, save 10%. And my favorite place to buy t-shirts, Animated Apparel Company. That's right. If you go to Animated Apparel Company, enter code STS Guys, you're going to save 10% and you're going to get free shipping. I don't know what that is, but Animated Apparel Company, it's the best.
Baiting.
Yes.
The Infinity Gauntlet. All right. So then, if you like podcasts, we have a lot of friends who have podcasts.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Still good. You should check out some awesome podcasts like Talkin' Pops, Pop Collectors Alliance, Four Dorksmen, Geek Together, Secondary Heroes, The Average Nerd Podcast, Nerdy Curious, Movie Retakes, The Toy Rewind Podcast, 3 Beers and a Mic, and the Totally Rad Movie Podcast. We sort of missed last week, but we'll probably be back next week with a brand new episode.
Mom and Dad save the universe. Ed asks, out of curiosity, have you mailed my movies back?
Oh.
Ed, I am so sorry. I have the address. I'll get them out this week.
And most importantly, check out, I think it's episode 6, drops tomorrow, of the Figure Booth podcast with Nate and Josh, Prime to the First.
That's right, episode 6. Thanks, Larry.
No problem. One other extra special shout out to Just a Little Podcast. It's a good podcast. Cookie sent me a message like maybe 2 weeks ago because we missed last week, right? And said, I know he's been listening to us, so shout out to those guys as well. That's all I got.
Jeremy's having fun making.
Jeremy's playing with
Middle
his
fingers.
tiny glove.
Oh boy.
All right. All
It's
right.
kind of like your ghost hand for later.
Well, we haven't done our 10%. We haven't done our
Oh,
Funko Pop
yeah.
advertisements.
Yeah, no, I did. You weren't paying attention.
Yeah,
Oh.
you were
I just
making
did it
middle
fast.
fingers. All right.
All right. So for episode 173 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
Hey guys, I've been Nate.
And I'm Scott.
Hey, we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
Your podcast is filling your head with garbage. You should be in school.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
I need to figure out.